Chelsea was breathtaking. Her beauty was the kind that turned heads without effort. She was nearly 6 feet tall, her presence commanding attention whether she spoke or not. On our university campus, no one, male or female, could walk past her without doing a double take. She had an air of effortless elegance that made her the undisputed queen of beauty. My two best friends, Faith and Sonia, and I had always considered ourselves the most stunning girls on campus. We pride ourselves on our beauty, confidence, and charm until we saw Chelsea. She was in a league of her own. Each time she walked by, we found ourselves staring, mesmerized, unable to look away. We wanted to be her friends. We wanted to bask in the glow of her perfection. But Chelsea was elusive. Every time we tried to approach her, she would smile at us and walk away, as if she found our admiration amusing but unnecessary. Rumors swirled around campus that she was dating a wealthy professor, which only added to her mystery. One evening, as we trailed behind her in admiration, she stopped at a roadside fruit vendor. We halted too, pretending to browse, but really we were watching her. The glow of the city lights reflected off her flawless skin. I finally gathered the courage to compliment her. "Your outfit is stunning," I said. Chelsea turned to us with her signature smile, her eyes twinkling. "Thank you. It's my birthday today." The words hit us like a jackpot. An opportunity. We introduced ourselves eagerly. Chelsea, perhaps sensing our enthusiasm, invited us to her birthday dinner. We were elated, unable to believe how effortlessly we had been granted access to her world. That night, we arrived at the address Chelsea had given us, expecting a grand party filled with people of high status. To our surprise, the venue was her house, an elegant penthouse in the heart of the city. The moment we stepped inside, we sensed an air of exclusivity. There were no other guests. The evening passed with laughter, fine wine, and luxurious food. Chelsea was mostly calm, her signature smile never fading. It was almost as if she was observing us rather than celebrating. As the night deepened, things became hazy. The last thing I remembered was clinking glasses, toasting to our newfound friendship, and then nothing. The next morning, we woke up in our dormitory rooms, dazed. None of us could remember how we had gotten back. Faith, Sonia, and I sat under a mango tree on campus, trying to piece together the events of the previous night, but it was a blank space in our memories. "How did we even get home?" Faith asked, laughing nervously. Sonia shook her head. "We were so stupid. We don't even know which department Chelsea is in, let alone her course of study." I, however, saw no problem. If anything, I felt powerful. Being connected to Chelsea was going to elevate my status on campus. And elevate it. Later that day, we ran into Chelsea again. She greeted us warmly, but none of us had the courage to ask her about the missing pieces of our night. It felt as if something unseen held our tongues, preventing us from questioning what had happened. That night, the nightmare began. I found myself in a vast market square. But it wasn't a normal market, it was eerie, almost surreal. I could see Faith and Sonia, but something was horribly wrong. We were not human, we were goats. I tried to speak, but all that came out was a bleat. Faith and Sonia moved toward me, panic in their eyes, but before we could make sense of what was happening, two enormous goats loomed behind me, their eyes glowing red. I turned, preparing to defend myself, and suddenly it became a battle of horns. I woke up with a start, my body drenched in sweat. My mouth felt strange. I touched my lips and recoiled in horror. I was chewing on grass. I spat it out, heart pounding, quickly wiping my mouth before my roommates could see. What had I gotten myself into? I was terrified, but I didn't want to believe it was real. I tried to convince myself it was just a bad dream. But later that day, Faith and Sonia confessed they had experienced the exact same thing. "Every night," Sonia whispered, "we turn into goats." Fear gripped us. We couldn't understand what was happening, but there was one common denominator: Chelsea. Strangely, she was no longer seen on campus during the day. But every night, in our dreams turned reality, she was there, standing tall and majestic, leading our eerie gatherings. We were forced to mimic her every movement, unable to resist. At first, we were terrified. The fear of our goatly form, the fear of being caught and labeled as witches, and the fear of dying all consumed us. But as the days passed, something changed. Sonia would always sit in a lonely place, not knowing whom to blame. She would always wonder in thought, is this what it feels to be a witch? In consolation, she would say, thank God I don't suck blood. One bright morning, Queen laughed with her two friends as Sonia shared her everyday thought of being a witch. Queen pondered and thought, wait, wait, wait. Have you noticed something? I asked one day. Faith and Sonia looked at me questioningly. The admiration around us has increased. People look at us differently. We're getting more attention than ever. And the best part? We can use it to our advantage. They hesitated at first, but when they looked around, they realized I was right. Students admired us, showered us with favors, and the wealthier ones treated us like royalty. Even our lecturers began treating us differently, upgrading our grades, granting us privileges no one else had. We became the GOATs of the campus, the greatest of all time, at least in the eyes of others. We would visit any lecturer who refuses our request at night, climbing his car and defecating on it. We would destroy any of his property within our possible capacity, returning to our human form at dawn of every new day. One night, as we followed Chelsea into an abandoned warehouse at the edge of the city, we saw something that made our blood run cold. A group of hooded figures encircled a large, glowing symbol on the floor. The moment Chelsea stepped into the center, they all bowed. It dawned on us. Chelsea wasn't just our leader in those goatly gatherings. She was the reason for our transformation. She was the cause of it all. Yet deep inside, we knew. No matter how much we gained, no matter how high our status climbed, we were trapped in a cycle we could never escape. And Chelsea, beautiful, mysterious Chelsea, owned our souls. One afternoon, we finally saw Chelsea on campus. This time, we didn't let her walk away. We blocked her path, demanding answers. What have you done to us? Why do we turn into goats every night? Sonia shouted, her voice trembling with frustration. Chelsea merely smiled, her eerie calmness making our skin crawl. You wanted to be great, didn't you? She whispered. Now you are. That was the last straw. Faith lunged at her, and soon we were all fighting. But Chelsea was unnaturally strong. Her grip felt like steel, and with a flick of her wrist, she sent us tumbling to the ground. As we gasped for breath, she stood over us, her eyes glowing. You can't fight fate, she said before vanishing into the crowd. That night, we refused to sleep. We feared what Chelsea would do to us in our goat forms. We sat together, keeping each other awake. But as dawn approached, exhaustion took over. One by one, we dozed off. When the sun rose, none of us woke up. We were found lifeless in our dormitory, our faces frozen in expressions of terror. The entire campus buzzed with whispers. Everyone knew Chelsea was behind their deaths. But no one ever saw Chelsea again. No one could identify her in any faculty of the university. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe for more.